Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am going to be running the session from the House of Representatives. This is not the vote for reopening the government. However, I am not sure exactly what they are going to be discussing and how it is relevant to the government shutdown. So we're going to listen into their what I believe is their session from yesterday and see what the House of Representatives is talking about. Apparently, they did convene on Monday the 10th. So I'm going to bring that stream in. Good morning, David. Good morning. I'm going to bring that stream in. This is Monday's session for the House of Representatives. David, thank you for joining us, guys. Good morning, Michelle. Um, this is Monday's session from what I am seeing, and so I'm not sure how this relates to the government shutdown, but we'll find out. It's only about 10 minutes long, thankfully. So I'm gonna run this stream to see what they did on yesterday. Of course, it was more important for us to watch the session with the Senate because of the specific vote as on HR 5371. So I am going to um, run this session and see what it is that they're talking about. Uh, I do know that they are reconvening tomorrow on the 12th, as probably more than likely to vote on HR 5371 with its associated amendments and all of that, because it has now passed in the Senate and now has to go back to the House. So I am kind of understanding. You guys have to excuse me. I have a little cold. Um, I'm understanding now why people were saying yesterday that the House of Representatives would be voting on Wednesday for to address the bill that just passed in the Senate to reopen the government. But I want to play this and I want to listen to what they did on yesterday to kind of start getting us up to speed on what is happening in the House so that when we watch on tomorrow, we'll know what's going on. Also, I'm going to be putting some information on the screen. We're going to try and do a little fundraiser uh, uh, um, to help out some folks. I want to do this all week long. People are really, 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 really suffering and hurting and in need during these times. And so this is advocacy over here. And so it is very important that we try to do what we can as much as we can, as much as possible. We probably won't get a lot done today, but uh, we want to try and help folks out um, as much as we can. All right, so I'll be putting some information on the screen if I can get it up fast enough. This is only about 10 minutes long, so let's listen in for the U.S. House of Representatives. Let me put it in, bring it into the stream so we can get started. Again, this is from Monday, November the 10th.
The House will be in order. The chair lays before the House a communication from the Speaker.
The Speaker's Rooms, Washington, D.C., November 10th, 2025. I hereby appoint the Honorable Adrian Smith to act as Speaker pro tempore on this day. Signed, Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House of Representatives.
The prayer will be offered by Chaplain Kibben.
Would you pray with me? Embolden us, O God, with your Holy Spirit, that we would not shrink from our faith or prove timid in our testimony. In the face of all that seeks to overwhelm us, the uncertainty of these times, the disappointment in our situation, the cynicism we feel for our future, may our faith in you hold fast. For you have given us the power to speak a different truth, a truth that reveals your healing strength and the renewed hope that you alone offer. You have shown us what it means to love, to notice when people are hurting, to feel compassion for those in need, to act on behalf of those whose welfare depends on our decisions. Grant us the self-discipline you have promised, that we would not advance our own priorities, but acknowledge your will. For your kingdom is not produced by our efforts, but is revealed when we yield ourselves to your beneficence and justice. God of grace and mercy, we need not be afraid, nor shall we falter when we walk confidently the direction in which you lead us, and love unconditionally those you have called us to serve. In the strength of your name, we pray for the blessings on this day. Amen.
Pursuant to Clause 13 of Rule 1, the Journal of the Last Day's Proceedings is approved. The Chair will lead the House in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chair lays before the House a communication.
The Honorable, the Speaker, House of Representatives, sir. Pursuant to the permission granted in Clause 2H of Rule 2 of the Rules of the U.S. House of Representatives, the clerk received the following message from the Secretary of the Senate on November 7th, 2025 at 4:23 p.m. That the Senate passed Senate 503, Senate 1872, that the Senate passed without amendment H.R. 695. Signed sincerely, Kevin F. McCumber, Clerk.
Pursuant to Clause 13 of Rule 1, the House stands adjourned until noon on Wednesday, November 12th, 2025.
Okay, it looks like that was all that was said on yesterday. I thought the video was about 10 minutes long. I don't think that was even 10 minutes. However, it's okay. What we wanted to do, what is most important, is to get up to speed as to what is going on and to stay abreast to what is happening as it relates to the government shutdown, the voting process, and all of that. It's at 12 noon tomorrow, Michelle. That's so I'll probably be live around 11:30. The Senate is back in session at 6:30 on Thursday, I believe. I do have a thumbnail up for that Thursday session. If you go to the channel page, there is a thumbnail there for the session on Thursday with the Senate. The House, the bill that was passed to reopen government and all of its associated negotiations was passed, of course, on yesterday. The full vote was done on yesterday. It had already passed in the House. However, because they made amendments during their negotiations, that amended version now has to go back to the House to be passed again. And then once it is passed in the House again, then it goes back to the Senate again. I believe, does it go back? No, it doesn't go, it doesn't have to go back to the Senate again. I think it goes straight to the president's desk at that point. So that is, Chris is saying also remember to respect others. Okay. All right. Papa Smurf said he's always nice, Chris, so we don't have to worry about Papa Smurf. Okay. What can we do for SNAP for our state? What state are you in, Michelle, if you don't mind me asking? And you know, the thing about it is that it's not really a lot that can be done because the suspension of the benefits was done from the federal level. How now, some states are funding, either fully funding or partially funding the benefits themselves if they have the money to do so. Here in Michigan, the governor set aside $50 million for SNAP benefits this month, but that's only going to cover the month. And then another $20 million to aid the food banks here. And so folks here are pretty much covered. Then, of course, through court order, the government was ordered to issue dispense the contingency fund that is in the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Those emergency funds were ordered to be released. So the administration said, okay, well, then we can pay partial dollars towards it costs about $8 or $9 billion a month for 42 million SNAP recipients. And so that fund was it was close to $6 billion, and emergency funds like 5.8 or somewhere in there. The benefits were okay, you're in South Carolina as well. South Carolina, our moderator, Chris is in here today. David is here. Thank you guys so much for holding us down. I'm going to be doing a fundraiser all week because they are not getting anything. Let me stop for a second and talk about this fundraiser. I want to do this fundraiser. This is not something that they asked me to do. However, these gentlemen have been here every day, even before I made them moderators, making sure the chat is, running well, trying to answer questions to help people out and giving of their time, sometimes 10, 11 hours a day to help others while they themselves are in need. It's not that they are the only ones in need. It's just a point that as an advocate, I am a social worker by trade. However, as an advocate, I want to help their families or be a blessing to their families. Um, and there's some other issues, health conditions and things going on. And then I'm going to try and get some information as it relates. But Michelle, South Carolina, I don't think it has issued anything. I think that they are waiting on federal dollars. Yeah, David is saying there's also no SNAP being uh, distributed in Florida either. So we're going to do that. I'm concentrating on that first, on these gentlemen first, because they have been here. They have been helping. I'm going to make my donations. I'm going to try. I got to get some money loaded on my Cash App card. I don't keep money on that card very often, because I sat here and watched someone drain it for like $250 back in 2000, and I couldn't stop it, and they didn't give me my money back. So I stopped keeping money on that card like that. Just a few dollars here and there, or whatever I'm going to spend immediately. So I've got to get to the store today and try to get that loaded so that I can send these gentlemen to try and help out with their families. And then I want you guys to help us as well. So, however, I want to make sure that we understand the process of what's going on with SNAP. Again, it takes about $8 or $9 billion a month to sustain 42 million SNAP recipients every month. That has nothing to do with the WIC, the Food and Nutrition Supplemental Program for women and children, and all of that, and school lunches and all of that. So, what they are doing is absolutely, Chris. I appreciate you guys so much, you and David. You guys have been so great for me this week in trying to help folks navigate this challenge and help people understand what's going on. I really appreciate that. So we're gonna try and do something to help out, and we're gonna keep this going and see if we can do some justice and making sure that you guys are okay. All right, so it takes about 8 or 9 billion. The fund had 5.8 billion. So even when the judge ordered the Trump administration, and more specifically the U.S. Department of Agriculture, to release those emergency funds, they were still shortfalling the 8 or 9 billion. So then the judge said, okay, well then go into the WIC funds and fully fund the program. And so they didn't want to do that. And so they ended up going to the Supreme Court and asking the Supreme Court to stay or suspend that order from the lower court. And that happened, and which gave them a 48-hour extension. All of this went on Friday. And so Sunday night, the Supreme Court ordered to suspend or stay the lower court's orders to fully fund the program expired on Sunday night. And so now today, they are back in the Supreme Court today trying to, I don't know, not have to release those funds. The Trump administration is basically saying those funds need to stay in place. The emergency contingency funds that are being held by the U.S. Department of Agriculture needs to stay in place so that in case of any type of natural disaster and things like that, war or whatever. Hopefully we're not looking at a war anytime soon, but natural disasters do happen. And so they're not wanting to release those dollars, basically. Now, some people are reporting all over the country that they got partial payments. Some people said they got 65% of their benefits. Some people said they got 25 of their percent of their benefits, which is nothing. If you only get $100, that's 20. If you get $100 a month on SNAP, that's only like $25 if you got 25% of your benefits. So it's not it's a very small amount. I have not. Well, in Michigan, people have been getting their full benefits, but I'm still hearing mixed stories about that as well. So, what the Supreme Court is saying is they're basically trying to keep, I guess, help the USDA from being able to release those funds. And now that the Senate has passed HR 5371, federal funding should be back in effect. But it's going to take a minute because the bill has to go back to the House again. We anticipate that they will be voting on it, and it will pass in the House on tomorrow, go to the president's desk and all of that to be signed. That is what is expected to happen tomorrow. So whatever they're doing in the Supreme Court today is probably just to nullify the previous orders from the lower courts. So, yeah, children going hungry is a natural disaster. Who is saying that? Hold on. Yeah, Michelle, absolutely. I agree. And seniors as well, veterans as well. This is critical that we are able to help particularly certain segments of society, certain populations. It is critical that these people receive those benefits. I'm not going to debate the issue of who's deserving, the deserving poor, so to speak, and all of that. I'm not going to get off into that. But what I will say is that I see a lot of misinformation. I'll say this. One particular thing that I see a lot is that illegals receive food stamp benefits and have health care insurance. And it is just not true. It's not true. I'm a social worker, and I can tell you that is not true. Illegal immigrants cannot get identification. They can't get ID. How can they get benefits? It's impossible. Term limits. People making a career out of being on welfare and things like that. This was stopped back in 1996 under the Parole Act written by Bill Clinton when he was president. The lifetime allowance for receiving any type of government assistance has been 5 years since 1996, whether you got 10 children or not. Bill Clinton also stopped the former payment structure that was under what was called ADC, Dependent Adults and Dependent Children's Program from the 1970s. He also stopped funds, extra benefit payments for every child that is born to a family. I think the maximum is 4 or 5 children. I have to look it up again to refresh my memory. but that was also discontinued under the Clinton administration as well. So people do not have extra babies. If they do, expecting to get extra money from their food stamp benefits and cash assistance, they are sadly mistaken because they stopped doing that years ago. 1996, that was over. Bill Clinton stopped that. So, under the Perora Act, go look it up. This is the Perora Act. I'm going to put it in the chat. I believe that's the correct way to spell it. And that's from the Perora Act from 1996. I believe that this is where they started going after deadbeat dads, so to speak, those that were not taking care of their children, when they started putting things in place to criminalize parents who failed to pay child support. That could be a man or a woman, whichever the way the the court ordered the benefits for the children. So this is when they started suspending driver's licenses. You risk having to go to jail as well if you did not pay your child support. Michelle is saying, what? Is there a new law about SNAP starting in November? No, they haven't made any changes to the law as it stands right now, Michelle. The only thing that they voted on is to resume full funding for the regular funding for the program. So it's not like the money is not there. This was used the suspension was used as a negotiating tool. People get mad. I've been getting attacked. Oh, you're blaming the Trump administration and all of that. Well, the fact is that the administration did order the USDA to stop the funding of SNAP. SNAP was never in play until then. That's why the states got together, the attorney generals got together. Chris is talking about folks going to jail for not paying their child support. Bill Clinton did that. A Democrat, by the way, did that. So some things, like again, I said, it's a lot of misinformation I see. But yeah, as it stands, there's no changes to the law, and but the suspension of SNAP was used as a negotiating tool, to get HR 5371 passed. They really wanted that passed without having to negotiate for the Affordable Care Act, which is Obamacare. Folks hate Obamacare, but the problem is they think Obamacare is different a lot of times than the Affordable Care Act. That is problematic, because if you think Obamacare is something different and not one and the same thing as the Affordable Care Act, you may be asking for something that you actually need in terms of health care. It is unaffordable for a whole lot of people that pay for their insurance every year. But then it also helped a lot of people. It drove the cost of health care down in a lot of ways as well. So they need to get back together and fix the health insurance and not try to do away with it. I am not a fan of the FSAs. I worked in healthcare a long time, and those spending accounts, and I have family members that work are healthcare professionals, and those spending accounts are totally insufficient, especially now if you're young and you're healthy, it's fine. But if you are not, um, and you are a senior or something, or you're disabled, you have a lot of chronic health conditions and things like that, then the uh, flexible spending accounts are not going to be anywhere near enough to for your healthcare needs. It's just not. So you guys can use the acronym so you don't have to type the whole name. UCAN. Community, will you lose SNAP if you're applying for disability? No, people on disability are automatically entitled to SNAP benefits. It's automatic. As a matter of fact, you can get what is called dual coverage. You are automatically eligible for Medicaid and Medicare simultaneously, automatic when you are on disability. Okay, so both sides are sometimes act without heart. Yeah, Michael, here's the deal, and what people need to understand. We get off into these political. I've seen people tearing each other's heads off in the chat. Chris and David had to get them in line. Listen, this is a rich and poor game. They are playing a totally different game than we are. It's a race for resources. Forget the fact that people don't believe that because they figure, oh, these people are filthy rich. They don't need it. They don't need it, but they want it anyway. That's the disgusting part. They don't need it, but they still don't mind taking food out of the mouths of vulnerable people, as though vulnerable people are not an easy target. It's disgusting. I don't care what anybody says. It is absolutely disgusting. Yeah. So again, um, we need to help each other. And so, let's see, Florida hasn't gotten a dime. Yeah, Governor DeSantis does not care. Yeah, these folks don't care. And I'm trying to figure out when we as a nation has become so cold and so heartless that we will starve innocent children, vulnerable seniors that have to choose between their medicine and eating, seniors eating their cat food because they can't buy food. It's crazy. It's crazy. Everyone, please hit the like button. Please, please, please. It does help us in the algorithm. It doesn't cost you anything. I want to put up, since we ended up talking, let me see if this works. I want to put up this. Okay. I was trying to make a new QR code. so that we can put up so we can have oh, okay, my Cash App is Can Michigan, CAN. Okay, maybe it's only going to allow me to do 3. So I'll change this one. I'm trying to put up the QR code for Cash App. So that you guys that can and will donate. I don't care if it's $1 or whatever. I want to try to get as many donations as we can this week. This is for our moderators. Okay, it's giving me a problem trying to get this QR code up. I want to do it. I want you guys to. I'm trying to see if. Okay. So there's the new QR code. It's up there now. Somebody scan that QR code and let me know if that works, if that's going to the Cash App. What are these against the unalive people and unqualified voters? Explain that a little more, Endeavor. With that, he should be able to get it. Okay. Oh yeah, but the app that I use for live streaming, Philip, it also has the capabilities to create QR codes. That's what I was doing. It wasn't working. I had to delete one that I had preset and to get it through. But you guys, please hit that QR code and see if it goes to Cash App for Can Michigan. Please, please, please. You don't have to donate anything. I just want to see if the code is working. But donate, please, if you can. And and sometimes, even when we're all having a hard time. Chris, he has a hearing on the 20th of this month. Okay, I don't know who they're talking about. Are they still fighting over not passing a bill again? No, the bill passed to reopen the government. Beast mode. The bill did pass in the Senate yesterday. It now has to go back to the House, which is why I went live today to sit in on the House's sessions. But apparently that was just the House a meeting to convene the House of Representatives. The actual meeting won't be until tomorrow at 12 noon. So I will put the thumbnail back up again for the House of Representatives so that we can sit in on that. Did anyone scan that QR code for me? Yeah, Tom, Tom. Yeah, see, the Governor Whitmer, thank God. Yeah, you can spend it, Tom. As a matter of fact, you better hurry up and spend it before they take it back. Michigan, thankfully, was one of the governors that was able to fully fund her constituents for the full month at full benefit level. And so, but a lot of states weren't able to do that. I heard in Virginia, will there be a vote in the House? Yes, they're voting tomorrow at noon, we believe. What we do know is they are convening tomorrow at noon in the House. So we are assuming that, of course, that they will vote on the HR 5371, which passed in the Senate on yesterday, to reopen the government, restore SNAP benefits, restore federal worker salaries, take folks off of that have been furloughed, get them back to work, get military payments, veterans pay. All of those things are in there. The only thing that they did not accomplish in terms of the Democrats was to get negotiations for the tax subsidies for ACA, affordable Obamacare recipients. Or the Affordable Care Act, one and the same, guys. And I'm not saying that for folks that know that. I'm saying that because I have seen over the past week so many people saying, I like Affordable Care Act, I hate Obamacare. Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act. They are one and the same. The state said that they are sending full payment. Which state? Where are you at, Philip? If you don't mind me asking. Yep. Yeah, spend it, Tom. Spend it quickly. Because we don't know what these folks are up to. I'm just a back and forth at FED. Yeah, watching. FED struck down the appeal to block. Oh, okay. Well, they're supposed to be at the Supreme Court today. The government. I don't know what they're trying to do. But yeah, I mean, they shouldn't be trying to block it at this point because, and we're talking about SNAP benefits, guys. Nobody should be trying to block those benefits because the fact is that I guess in terms of releasing emergency funds to get monies to people now while we wait on the government to reopen so they can redistribute those dollars out of the general regular funding pool of money that they have. But the thing is, they shouldn't have to even block it. They shouldn't be trying to block it at this point. I don't understand that. And again, like I said, from what I heard this morning, reports that the government is back in Supreme Court for some type of emergency appeal today. So I'm waiting to hear about that. Ohio's still waiting on SNAP partial payment. I'm disabled and supposed to get mine on the 2nd. Yeah, see, that was the whole point in the judge ordering the government to release those dollars on Friday. So that people that at least that are waiting from the beginning of the month can get their monies, and then they had agreed to release partial payments for people. Release partial payments, get everybody that received their stamps normally on the 1st, 4th, and the 7th, I believe, on Friday, and then anyone that's normally gets their stamps on the 10th and above throughout the course of the latter parts of the month will get their benefits on their normal day. That was the way it was supposed to go on Friday. But then the administration went back to the Supreme Court and asked for a stay of that order, which just simply means they blocked the order. And they gave them a 48-hour extension till Sunday night. So it expired again. So I don't know what's going on now. I'm going to be watching the news reports today. The problem is USDA may come back with actions being unauthorized again. Yeah, see, that's the problem. We don't know what they're going to do. Let's see. Okay, David is saying, I unfortunately don't have Cash App. Yeah, a lot of people don't use Cash App, David, because I'm not allowed to make a new Cash App because every time I do Cash App cancels out my new account. Really? Every time I make a new one because they think I'm a scam. Oh, wow. Yeah, Cash App, but a lot of people just don't use it. Or that I was involved in a scam or whatever, and they won't let me make a new one. Community having all I have is Apple Pay, and I don't have anything else. Okay, so what I am going to do is, well, I'll open up an Apple Pay account. I don't use iPhones, guys. I'm an Android user. Don't judge me. But I can open up something. We need to figure, oh, can I even open up Apple Pay with an Android? Somebody tell me. We do have a Cash App for Chris. Chris, give me permission one more time to drop your Cash App in the chat. And somebody please scan that QR code on the screen and let me know if it's going to the Cash App for Cam, Michigan. Yeah, Philip, Obamacare and ACA are the same thing. They need to get on ACA reforms, not just extend it with the huge affordability gap for working folks. Absolutely. Now that needs to happen. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather see them fix it because it did help so many people, but they got to do something about those rates for working people. They're paying way too much money for their insurance under Affordable Care Act, and they are required to have it by a certain time of the year. So it's not like they can just forego it and have other options. No, they have to pay for the ACA program. Oh, you're in Owasso, Michigan? They're between Youngstown, Warren, Ohio, and Mercer County, Pennsylvania. Oh, you're in Pennsylvania. We have an Owasso County in Michigan as well. Yeah. Yeah. Owasso, Michigan. Yeah. Okay, so you're here with me. I'm in Michigan. Chris, I thank God I still have him and he didn't get killed. Okay, they're having a conversation. Used to live abroad. Yeah, I did as well. I was in Europe. My ex-husband now was in the Navy, and we were over in Sicily for we did a tour over there. Also, Yokosuka, Japan. Those were the only two that I was able to do. He did many, many more. He had a 14-year career in the military. So, but at any rate, yeah, that's awesome, Philip. Okay, Chris, did you give me permission to drop your Cash App again? Yeah, I agree, Philip. Mentalities overpower the judges who are supposed to uphold the law, but occasionally act against it and not often get caught on it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I okay, go ahead. Okay, great, great, great. Uh I don't even know if I can well, okay. So let me get Chris's Cash App in the chat. Well, I don't, what am I doing? Chris, put your Cash App in the chat, please. Please, please, please. And I'll do something formally on screen while we're live tomorrow and have it up all week. Again, let me reiterate. It's important that I want to try and Chris, drop your Cash App in the chat. Yeah, absolutely. All the veterans, happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service. Chris, drop your Cash App in the chat, please. David, drop your Apple Pay in the chat. Yeah, I saw that, Michelle. So that folks, if you can, uh, yeah, yeah, we got to get people paid. Sort of get partial full amount of our SNAP benefits. Because the government has been reopened, everybody should get their full benefits now. Yeah, their borrowing feature is actually pretty decent. Cash App has a borrowing feature now where they do loans. I think it's like $7 interest on $100. Yep, I saw that. I see it on my Cash App. Okay, Oklahoma started today. They're releasing payments. There it is. That's Chris's Cash App, guys. I'm going to put it on screen and I'm going to put David's Apple Pay on screen for our live stream tomorrow. David, what I may do is I'm going to email you, but I'll get my donation to you. Don't worry, I will get it to you. I'm just gonna have to use someone else's Apple Pay. My everybody in my family uses iPhones except me. Uh, but that is Chris's Cash App. The QR code at the top of the screen should go to the Cash App for Can Michigan. We can also take donations there. I'm going to clarify it and put it on screen so that it's on screen during our live streams all week. But I really want to be a blessing to these guys. They have been a blessing to us in the chat, making sure that we have that the viewers have a pleasant viewing experience. Uh, getting spammers out of here and all of that. It's a valuable service that they provide in being moderators. They also answer questions, helping people to navigate various things as it relates to this government shutdown crisis and things like that. And I've seen them in the chat. They work, and it's like 10, 11 hours at a time. These live streams are long and they're tedious. A lot of times I have to come out of the chat because I have to be able to watch my controls and moving banners and things like that. It's work. We're not just sitting here looking at the screen. I've had Facebook crash on me twice because I'm running to 3 different platforms all at one time. That's the way most of us do it now through various apps. However, the last couple days, and even this morning, the Facebook stream crashed. And I don't know why that is happening. I'm going to have to, because we pay too much money for these applications where, we have people, there's a whole nother set of followers on those platforms. So they aren't able to watch the hearings because they keep crashing. So I've got to get off of here and find out what's going on with that. So it's work. So what these guys do in the chat for us helps a lot. Okay, Chris. Thank you. Chris's Apple Pay is in the chat as well. Please, 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 guys. The QR code does go to CashApp. Okay, fantastic. So you can either send to Can Michigan, $Can Michigan. That's the QR code that's on the screen. Right now, we are specifically taking donations for our moderators, Chris and David. That is what we are fundraising for. Now, while we're live tomorrow, I'll make sure I put that on the screen. So that you guys can help out as much as possible. As much as possible. And there's some other things going on with some health challenges and all of that with both of these gentlemen. And I believe Chris's spouse as well. He has some serious concerns about her health. And so we want to be a blessing to them because they don't have to take away from their own lives while they are going through crisis themselves and help others. So I want to do this for them, and I want this to be a substantial blessing for them. Okay, so did everybody write down the Cash Apps and the Apple Pay? I'm going to also try to get some information on some other states. South Carolina, Florida. I saw Pennsylvania. Here in Michigan. The government is going to be back open. Yes, it will be back. I didn't mean to take Chris's Cash App off the screen though. Yes, the government is going to be back open, but we're not sure when. Right now, the bill passed in the Senate yesterday, and it will go to the House, and hopefully they will vote on it tomorrow. But yes, the government is going to reopen. We're also waiting on word from the insurance company. Michael, yes, absolutely. Michael says, Chris, the wrench. I love that. I saw that yesterday. I was cracking up. I love that. Chris the wrench has done solid work keeping us civil. Absolutely. Solid work. Absolutely. David as well. These guys have been phenomenal. And here's the thing. Let me say this about Chris and David. They were in the chat cleaning it up before I even noticed. That's why I gave them the riches. So they have absolute authority to do whatever's necessary to keep us clean. Right? But they were in the chat working, I'm telling you. Yeah, so let's be a blessing to them. And again, I'm going to be doing this all week long. This is not anything they asked me to do, guys. They did not ask me to do this. I asked them to email me. Those of you that have been with us this week, you may have seen me ask them, put my email address in the chat so that they could email me and I can make contact with them because I wanted to do something to help. Yeah. They didn't ask. They were here selflessly working 10, 11 hours trying to make sure that we can watch the hearings in peace, have robust discussions on what is going on. People don't always agree. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with debate, disagreement. Is it, we're all adults. But yeah, Ridge Runners Live. He said he streams high school football. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Live streaming is a lot of work. Video creation is a lot of work, period. You guys go and subscribe, to Ridge Runners Live. I have him up on the screen right now. Go and subscribe to him. He said he live streams high school football. I'm not sure what else he's doing over there, but it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for hanging out with us. So everybody is concerned about what's going on. The Human Spectrum, they've been over here all week. They have a channel. Go and subscribe to them as well. She said I should have because the government open. Sorry, just trying to figure out what's going on. So much fake news online. It is a lot of fake news online. Hi, Jamie. Yeah, I'm not sure what state you're in. Some states have partially and fully funded the SNAP benefits in their state. However, the USDA should be resuming those full funding, the full payments, since the government has reopened. But it does take time for them to load the system. To my understanding, it takes about a week just to get all of the benefits loaded into the EBT system to start to begin to pay those benefits out. So there's going to be delays. I'm going to try and get some information as soon as I can to help you guys out. Oh yeah, also Ohio. Yeah, they're saying, Jamie, that Florida has not released anything. Yeah, wrench means moderator. It's not a derogatory term. All right. So, okay, Arkansas. I have well, or Arkansas, depends on it's a potato thing, and with the pronunciation. Uh, yeah, I haven't heard anything about Arkansas. Yes. Happy Veterans Day, guys, for all of our service workers and vets. Thank you for your service, no doubt about it. You guys that are in here, please go out and take a moment and hit the like button. You have to come out of the live chat for 1 second, hit the like button, and come back in. Chris looks like who? The wrestler Jeff Hardy. I don't know who. I don't watch wrestling. Yeah, we don't know about Florida. You guys come back later on throughout the day and check my community wall. I'm going to start looking up some of these states. Okay, Ridge Runners Live is looking up Florida, I think. Yeah, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, South Carolina. We need to find out. Oh, thank you, Philip. You wrote them all down. Yeah, good, because we need to figure out. Philip, uh, you can email me whatever you find out, please. The Community Advocate Network at Gmail. That's my email. I'm going to be looking as well, but I also want to see what's going on with any new rulings today. I want to follow that as well. Oh, okay. Your brother has epilepsy. Yeah, it's a lot. There's some people of the opinion Affordable Care Act isn't affordable. It's not. It's not for a lot of people. It absolutely is not. And it's been going up and up and up every year. Jamie, according to Google, payments in Florida are still suspended. Did you hear that, Jamie? But we'll check some other sources as well. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, South Carolina finds out something soon. Yeah, everybody needs their benefits. Yeah, everything. Oh, yeah, and see, that's the other thing. Everything's closed today. It's a federal holiday. Yeah, Michelle said she realized that. I forgot. I wasn't even thinking about that. This is David's Apple Pay information. Those of you, again, we are doing the fundraiser for our moderators. We're focusing on our moderators for Chris and David. Please, 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 those of you that can and will, I don't care how small the donation is. We're going to be doing this all week. Please donate. We are all struggling and going through the crisis. However, these gentlemen have been here every day, 10, 11 hours a day, like a job, right? Helping others, helping people understand what is going on during the crisis, helping people understand the legislative process while we're trying to figure out if the government is going to reopen or not. Helping people understand what is going on in their state regarding their benefits and so on and just on and on and on. Keeping the chat clean so that people can enjoy their viewing experience, engage in commentary and rigorous discussion about the things that are happening in our government today. And so this is important. and valuable to us, right? Um, it takes a lot to run these live streams. So I want to be a blessing to them and their families. They have their own families, they have their own problems. They could be sitting doing other things besides trying to give themselves to others. So I want to be a blessing to them. So if you can't donate today, please take down their information. Go back. Chris's Cash App is in the chat. David here has posted his Apple Pay information. And let's help as much as we can. Some partial pay benefits within the week in Ohio. Okay. Mike says most offices should be staffed within 4 hours on the day after the bill is signed. Okay. That is the continuity standard, excuse me. Doge did not change that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's an important piece of information right there. Yeah, I need to copy and paste that. I'll get it though. I may have to do it from my phone. Yeah, Violet Sky. Yeah, that we needed that information. Thank you, Michael, for that. YouTube videos, food banks, Wednesday partial. I didn't understand what you said right there, Jamie. Called FHNN. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about there. Yeah, please do it respectfully. Yeah, absolutely. But why not full? Because president needs to sign it. I'm not. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think I understand what you're saying. There. Violet. Um, once the bill is signed again, then it will restore full functioning of the SNAP benefit program, period. So I'm going to really have to figure out what's going on in those courts today. Oh, also, let me put this up. Now, you guys have to do a subscription for this, but I want to make sure that you all are aware. I do have the court documents. I have all of them. And so what I did is, what I do is I put court documents because we also follow true crime cases on this channel. I put court documents in the Buy Me a Coffee system. And so those documents, let me, hold on. Those documents are in the Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to see them, the Supreme Court ruling and everything, all of that stuff is in there from back in October. So when these lawsuits started hitting. So at any rate, the minimum monthly subscription is $5, and it helps to pay for all of this stuff. I have a lot of gadgets and software applications and all of this stuff that I utilize to be able to bring these live streams. And that goes for all content creators. We incur quite a bit of expenses in terms of that. But that these subscriptions does help as well. When you do the super chats or cash apps or whatever, but also the court documents, you can read them for yourselves. I hear a lot of misinformation about what was ordered in the courts, between the lower courts and the Supreme Court. But we have the documents to go over all of that stuff to see exactly what happened, what was ordered, and all of that. I'm going to have to go back and read some myself to look at, because apparently there was some overreach from the judicial branch. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied. Apparently there was some type of overreach with the judicial branch in ordering the administration to dispense funds from the contingency dollars in the USDA, and supplement this shortfall with WIC program dollars. So I have to look into that as well. And so, because we need to understand listen, I think this is a sign of things to come. I think this was a trial run. Yeah, absolutely. No, you're welcome, Jamie. I think this is a trial run. I think that this is going to happen again. As a matter of fact, the agreement that was made yesterday only funds SNAP for 1 year, up until September next year, I believe. Texas EBT card holders now receiving partial as well. Good. At least they're trying to get some states are trying to get them out. Oh, okay. She's saying she heard South Dakota today. Okay. Okay. Violet Sky says North Carolina got theirs, but they're not doing anything in South Carolina. Okay, guys, David is posting his Apple Pay again. Chris, put your Cash App back in the chat again. I'll get this stuff on the screen tomorrow for our stream tomorrow afternoon. Was there another state? Any more states, guys? I saw Texas. I saw North Carolina, but apparently North Carolina is getting South Dakota. Seeing South Dakota fill up. That will help me, because I got to get ready for some court cases I've got to run on Thursday and Friday as well. So I got a lot of work to do. So this is a blessing to have a short day today. Yeah, I saw something about Hawaii as well. I can't remember what I saw though. Philip says there are states not complying with current orders, but those orders are confused because between benefit levels and agencies and the back and forth with judges doesn't help. That's why I went on and paid for those court documents. Court documents are expensive, guys. It's like $1 a page. One brief can be 100 pages long, right? So I spend quite a bit of money. I spend a lot of money on court documents. But I do that because it's important to see exactly what happened and exactly what was ordered and all of that type of thing. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, but yeah, happy Veterans Day, everybody, all of our service members that keep us safe. Say what now, Violet? They're taking back some of the money on full amount by Trump order. Clarify that for us. I'm going to close down, guys, in about 7 minutes. Okay. New York is partial. California is full. Yeah. Yeah, California was another state like here in Michigan that fully were able to fully fund the program without federal dollars, thank God. Yes. Philip, I you took the thoughts right out of my head. I was sitting here thinking I need to make Philip a moderator. You'll be blue when you come back, Philip. So, uh, if it's okay, I don't want to do anything without your permission. Okay, Ohio. My dog is upset. He's barking at the door because he wants to go for a walk. Yeah, there's admin tools. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't run my live streams directly through YouTube. I use a app, a third party system, if you will. I use an application called StreamYard, and which is the standard as it stands today. Most content creators do. We use these applications. There were some other ones prior, but we use these applications because we're able to stream to multiple platforms simultaneously. So I'm able to uh, run, and now they've made it where we can run in different orientations at the same time. So I'm gonna start going live on the Instagram because I do have a little small following on Instagram as well, and Twitter or X or whatever, and all of those other platforms. So we used to be able to go live on Twitter until Elon Musk purchased Twitter and turned it into X, and he took away our capabilities to go live on X unless you pay for a monthly subscription. So that's the way they are doing it now. So I end up having to go back every live stream now and upload it to X because I just don't want to take on any more expenses right now. So, hi, Mr. Fuller. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We need that. Please take a moment and hit that thumbs up, guys, while you're watching. Remember, those are federal offices only. Meaning in terms of the holiday today, Michael. One of my neighbors gets hers on the 19th. She went to the Connect EBT website. It shows nothing. Yeah, it's not going to show anything yet, guys. We have to give them time to get the system back up and running. Besides that, as Michael informed us, I'm going to post Michael's comment on the community wall and all of that. But as he informed us, they are not going to do anything until the president signs the bill. So as it stands right now, it is only a vote to reopen the government. And it has not fully been passed until it goes through the House, hopefully on tomorrow. And then it goes to the president to be signed. And then of course, the EBT system will have to be loaded and um, those benefits distributed. So you probably won't see anything. They're checking your EBT cards will not probably give you any information as it stands right now today. Let's see what happens over the next couple of days. Okay, Ridge Runner says officials in California, Kansas, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Washington also confirmed that some SNAP recipients were issued their full November payments on Friday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm getting conflicting reports. Now, I do know California, like Michigan, had the wherewithal to fund the program on their own without federal dollars. So now I don't know about Kansas, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Washington, now all of them, but I do know California and Michigan were two of the states that were able to fund the programs on their own. Uh, uh, and get those benefits out early. But some states were having some issues though, because the system was shut down as well. So even those states who wanted that was going on last week. Uh, Even the states that wanted to pay issue the benefits were not able to even load the system, according to the governor in Chicago. The system was shut down to where the states couldn't even pay the benefits before Friday. So I think that issue has been resolved. They have the system open so that the states can pay out what funds they have available until the federal benefits kick in. But yeah, that was going on as well. Jamie says she's seen partial payments for Ohio Wednesday on YouTube video. Food banks will get benefits Wednesday. Partial. Okay. So their government is making partial payments to SNAP recipients and assistance to the food banks as of Wednesday in Ohio is what I'm assuming is happening. Propel app. Chris says get the Propel app and enter your number and they will give you updates. Okay. Get well, that's okay. I got it. And he's saying it will also give you your balance. That's the other thing. I don't know if they are going to, because I assume that some people may have balances left over from the prior month. They may have had to use them by now, but did they roll over those balances as well? We don't know. There's still a lot of questions. So we are having these sort of meetings to hash it out as we get information and give information as it becomes available. Okay. I'm not sure what 435 is. Is it HR? Is it an HR bill? Is it an HR or Senate bill? I have to look it up. Ridge Runner. Oh, about the same, Chris says. That it'll need a majority vote. What is the 435, guys? See, that's what I'm saying. These guys, Chris and David, are so awesome. They really, really, really help. It makes a huge difference in help answering these questions and things like this. I don't even know what the 435 bill is. So, guys, help us. Give me that information, please. Same one told my neighbor to go to Connect. EBT. Okay. Same as system on. Yeah. So. Yeah. See, they're answering questions. Thank you, Chris and David. Okay, Violet Sky says, I talked to elderly people on Snap and get $50 to less, and now getting partial that have that how they're getting by. Okay, so I think what Violet is saying is that she's spoken to some elderly people that are on SNAP that only get about $50 a month, and then to get a partial payment, like half of that, how would they be able to survive or get by on that it already minimum benefit amount? Any SNAP for Iowa, all of the benefits will kick back in as soon as they get this government reopening process completed. All of the states will be fully funded again. We just don't know when. So if you go back and scroll up through the comments in the chat, you'll see a comment from Michael, who is explaining how the process will go in terms of when those benefits will be back on. You're right. So they don't go through this again. They would be funded until 2026 September. Exactly. But it can happen again as well. Even then. Okay, Ridge Runner is checking on whoever asked about Iowa. Ridge Runner is checking on it. That's Chris's Cash App again. We're asking for donations for our moderators. I am asking for donations for our moderators. They are working hard, trying to keep the chat clean, answer questions, extending themselves to others while they themselves are facing their own challenges, both financially and biomedically. And so we want to assist them. There's some special circumstances going on in both cases, and so we want to be a blessing to them, especially as they have already given so much of their time and energy to help us, help all of us, me included, because it is it is difficult to run these live streams. It's a lot of work. So moderators provide a valuable service. So anything that you can, I don't care if it's $1. Sometimes when you take the focus off yourself, it makes it better. So I don't care if it's $1, whatever you can send, and we will make sure that we call your name, shout you out, and all of that. Put your screen. Oh, you know what you guys can do? on if there's a subject line on Apple Pay. I know there's one on Cash App. Put your YouTube or wherever you watch us from. Put your YouTube handle or screen name in the subject or message or line when you send in your donations to their Cash Apps, so that we can give you a shout out. Okay, let's do that as well. I'll put this on screen tomorrow for sure. EBT SNAP 2026 August funded. I heard Hawaii today. Yeah, Hawaii is part of the United States, so Violet is still asking about Iowa. I think someone answered that question. You have to go back through the chat, Violet, and find out. I think Ridge Runner answered the question about what's going on in Iowa. Just a short POV. It's not that some states are holding back intentionally. They just want to be sure they're doing things right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think a lot of things, a lot of the problem is all of the confusion between the judicial orders, the orders that are coming from the executive branch, and all of that, and then what's going on in the legislative branch with the bills and all of that. It's a lot, and it gets lost in translation a lot. So here's one thing that confused me about voting on SNAP or attaching SNAP into the negotiations or whatever for the HR 5371. SNAP has always been what they call an entitlement. You hear people say a lot, I'm sick of these entitlements. Well, SNAP is one of those things that is an entitlement and has been for many, 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 many years, which is a mandatory government expense. This is the first time in history that SNAP benefits were stopped. Well, since the history of the program. Since benefits were stopped because the government shut down. This has never happened before. So I think that's part of a lot of the confusion. Because this, normally this doesn't have anything to do with anything. So yeah, we all have to keep track. Okay, here we go. Iowa is partial benefits, but we don't know. Ridge Runner, you did say something about when those benefits would be distributed. Yeah, David Knight is asking about Iowa as well. Ridge Runner is answering you all's questions about Iowa. David says they need to hurry up. Yeah, everybody needs their benefits. Everybody needs them. Okay, they get $250 each in Hawaii. Okay. They are suing the administration. All of the states got together and filed lawsuits. That's how it ended up in the courts. That's why the courts are even speaking on the subject. Poor puppy. I know. His name is Braxton. I call him Brax for short. Brax he just left out of here again, just staring at me. I won't even look at him at this point. Philip says he searched their DHS, but South Dakota doesn't seem to have any information. Wow. They're not posting anything? Oh, that's not nice. They should be updating their citizens. Even if they say they don't have any information to give them, they need to say something. I heard the ones would get partial would get the rest later, and the ones who got nothing gets full funded when state sends it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, everybody uses StreamYard nowadays. It's the gold standard for live streaming. It was other apps prior to this, but StreamYard is the latest and greatest thing to live streaming now. So must basically turn Twitter into Apple. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, thanks, Ridge Runner. Absolutely. And Philip Johnson. They're helping us out. Holiday and 4-hour return. Yeah, Michael, I'm gonna post your earlier comment that broke it down. I think that is the best explanation that we have. So I'm gonna post that on the community wall. Nothing yet in South Carolina on the Propel app. Most information in South Dakota is from media sources. It's a hindrance, but I don't use those as a rule. Yeah. Michigan has a lot of experience on getting caught short, so they have methods to keep additional funds available should the need arise. Yeah, Michigan is fully funded. $50 million went into our SNAP program last week. Last week or the week before. And $20 million went to our food banks. Not to include specific allotments into the food banks by the city governments as well. I know Detroit put 1.75 million into the food banks. In along with the state dollars. So I'm not sure about, there's 82 counties, I believe, here in Michigan. And so it's a huge state. So I don't know what all of the local governments are doing, but that is what happened in Detroit and the state on the whole. The benefits should have been fully funded. Yeah, that absolutely. Call your Health and Human Services office for sure. Check their websites to see what's going on in your particular state. DHS offices usually have apps to check current status and balance. Yes. Now, some people are saying that they are using some app, Connect EBT or something, and there's no information on them. Propel gave the balance, nothing else. Online at departments, people should be able to set up accounts for information. Okay. Yes, it was on the news. The food bank director was saying they're getting prepared. They're excited. They've been waiting for this. Really? They're excited about people. Well, I don't know. At the bottom below, the balance should tell you what the situation is. Okay. They're talking about the apps. Direct hire to USDA. That's HR 435. I'll look it up. Mike says it's weird. I cannot see David the Wrench when he posts. Really? Did David post something and at Michael? See if it comes up. No pending deposits on the Propel app. Michelle said, "If you get them, if we get them, we get them. If not, oh well." Well, unfortunately, you have a lot of vulnerable people and children that could literally starve. I mean, it's like I sometimes I think we don't really realize the gravity of the situation. I see a lot of people joking and making crude jokes and things like that. Some of them are funny, except that it's not funny. Um, at any rate, okay. So, we're gonna post some information, guys. If you guys find out anything today, we're gonna do some research today. I'm also gonna get the stream set up for tomorrow so that we can sit in on the House of Representatives and see what they are doing in terms of getting this HR 5371 passed into the president's desk. Then that way we can start to look for these benefits to start paying out, federal workers getting back to work, and all of that, military people receiving their salary. All of this stuff is going to take time to get up and running again. But I think Michael indicated it's a 4-day window after it's signed, after the president signs the bills once they complete legislation. Uh, so we'll see. But I'll post Michael's comment on the community wall so you guys can see that. But that's another great way to find out what's going on. I generally will post if there's something important or pressing, I will post it on that under that community tab on the channel page. So you guys have to check that out as well. Hold on a second. Uh, okay. All right. So yeah, we definitely want to make sure that we um get you some more information about what's going on in basic states. I saw somewhere I saw a map. Oh, oh my God. Yes, Michael. Yes, 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 yes. Huge failure. Huge goose egg for the United States government on any level to threaten mass starvation. The threat alone is disgusting and it's a failure and uh, a bad mark on our 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 global image. Mass starvation in the United States. I mean, it's unheard of. It doesn't even make sense. Um, it's really, so there's a lot to unpack when this is all over. There's a lot to unpack here South Dakota Department of Social Services said it will be issuing full allotment of SNAP benefits on Friday. So there you have it for South Dakota. I don't understand what's going on in South Carolina either. South Carolina can't let folks go hungry for political points. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a shame. It's a shame. Partial SNAP benefits will be issued for November. WIC is not impacted through the end of November. Correct. Yeah. Well, I think Trump administration was refusing to tap into the WIC funds anyway, even though the judge ordered that the Rhode Island judge, McConnell, I believe is his name, he said to tap into the WIC funds to make up for the shortfall of the contingency funds. Again, it costs about $8 or $9 billion per month to feed 42 million people in terms of SNAP recipients. It was only $5.8 billion in the fund. $2 billion went to administrative costs. So they were down to 4 point some odd billion that would actually go into SNAP allotments. It's in the court documents. You guys need to go look at those court documents. They're on my Buy Me a Coffee. It's $5. You can look at court documents until your heart is content. You'll see the Supreme Court ruling. You'll see all of the back and forth, the initial lawsuits filed by the states with those attorney generals forming a coalition to sue the United States government. It's all. Well, I still have some more documents to load, but it's quite a bit there already to keep you busy for a couple of days. But I have all of those documents. So it'll help us understand what happened. I think Chris and David, I'm gonna give you a subscription to Buy Me a Coffee. I think it's important that you guys see those documents, especially while you're moderating. So I'll try to get that done today. While you're moderating and answering questions about what happened, because people are still trying to understand even what happened. Besides wanting to know when they're going to get their benefits, people are really trying to understand exactly what happened in this whole process. So, Philip is still answering questions. Okay. Hi, PNW, Farm Dog, good morning. Good morning to you. So, PNW, we were trying to sit in on the House of Representatives at noon. Well, we were watching the Monday session. And apparently they only had prayer and did a comment. You can go back and look at it. And did they made a statement. One of the reps made a statement about the responsibility of government to its citizens, and they shut it down, and they're going to resume or reconvene on tomorrow at 12 noon. That is what you're seeing on the screen faded into the background. So we'll be live tomorrow afternoon for that. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Chris. Okay. So I'm going to, you guys can go back in the chat and look at all of the Philip is dropping a lot of information. Michael, of course, has dropped a lot of information. Ridge Runner has dropped a lot of information. And of course, David and Chris, our moderators, are answering questions and things like that. So, yeah, you guys can go back through the chat and see what happened or what some of the discussions were and probably answer some of your own questions that you have. I'm going to shut down. We're going to cut it short. It's 1:30. I went an extra 30 minutes. Remember, guys, to look at Chris and Chris's Cash App. It is in the chat. And Apple Pay info for David. This is a fundraiser. We're going to be doing it all week for our moderators. If you scan the QR code that's on the screen, that is to the Can Michigan Cash App. I am taking donations for Chris and David. That is what our focus is this week. So tomorrow I'm going to have some information on the screen so that there won't be any confusion with instructions on how we want to try and be a blessing to these gentlemen who are taking out of their time for very long days and trying to help others very selflessly. They have their own challenges. I've been communicating with them by email, and they have a lot going on. So what they're doing is quite generous and selfless to help others while they go through their own crisis. So we want to be a blessing to them as well. I appreciate it, of course. I enjoy talking and meeting up with you guys and making sure that you get accurate information about what's going on. The misinformation is a tragedy. It's a nightmare. You know, it's just not good. So the more that we can get people informed properly, the better, right? It's a nightmare. Again, like I said, lots of things, lots of misinformation going on. So that is not good. We want to make sure folks have the right information. So that's what we're focusing on here to try and help you navigate this crisis. Once it is averted, then we'll start unpacking some things about what happened. And of course, continuing to monitor the situation to make sure that people are getting what they're supposed to have and all of that. So I thank you. I appreciate you guys. And we will be back tomorrow at noon. Check the channel page. I should have a thumbnail up sometime later on. Right now, I'm going to give me some lunch, walk the dog, and all of that. And get back to the computer a little bit later on so that I can get some things done, get some more work done, and definitely do some research on what's going on with the states. I definitely want to post that information, and I'll get that posted on our community wall. So, check back for that later on this evening. So I'll be doing that then. All right, guys, take care. God bless. And we will see you guys on tomorrow at noon to watch the House of Representatives hopefully pass H.R. 5371 to reopen government. Thank you very much. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Enjoy more of our videos on the Community Advocate Network channel, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to advertise your service, special announcement, or event, you may contact us at the Community Advocate Network canmichigan@gmail.com. For community resources or services, visit our website at www.canmichigan.com.